Hello students. In the previous video, we have discussed about Bipin Babu's meeting with the stranger and the stranger's claim that Bipin Babu had been to Ranchi. Today, we will learn how Parimal's claim about Bipin's visit to Ranchi made him restless and his efforts to find whether his memory was right or Parimal goes. Part 2. Bipin Babu's car was safely parked in Bertram Street by the Lighthouse Cinema. He told the driver as he got into the car, "Just drive by the Ganga, will you, Sitaram?" Driving up the Strand Road, Bipin Babu regretted having paid so much attention to the intruder. He had never been to Ranchi. No question about it. It was inconceivable that he should forget such an incident which took place only 6 or 7 years ago. He had an excellent memory unless Bipin Babu's head reeled. Bipin Babu, as he got into the car, asked his driver Sitaram to take him to the bank of River Ganga. Bipin Babu regretted for paying so much attention to the stranger. He was sure that he had never visited Ranchi and he had an excellent memory power. He knew it was impossible for him to forget about such an important time of his life, and that too the incident which took place only 6 or 7 years before. Was he losing his mind? But how could that be? He was working daily in his office. It was a big firm and he was doing a responsible job. He wasn't aware of anything ever going seriously wrong. Only today he spoke for half an hour at an important meeting, and yet the man knew a great deal about him. How? He even seemed to know some intimate details: the bag of books, wife's death, brother's insanity. The only mistake was about his having gone to Ranchi. Not a mistake, a deliberate lie. In 58, during the pujas, he was in Kanpur at his friend Haridas Bagchi's place. All Bipin Babu had to do was write to. No, there was no way of writing to Haridas. Bipin Babu suddenly remembered that Haridas had left with his wife for Japan some weeks ago and he didn't have his address. Bipin Chaudhary, in utter disbelief, began to evaluate his life. He was working daily in his office and holding a responsible post. He felt the stranger knew a great deal of his personal life. He told about all the details: the bag of books, wife's death, brother's insanity. All these details which he gave were correct, except his visit to Ranchi. It was a deliberate lie which he told about the trip to Ranchi. He was sure in 1958 during the pujas he was with his friend Mr. Haridas Bagchi in Kanpur. In order to relieve himself of the doubts, he thought of writing a letter to Haridas Bagchi. Then suddenly he remembered that Haridas left with his wife for Japan a few weeks ago and he did not have his new address. But where was the need for proof? He himself was fully aware that he hadn't been to Ranchi, and that was that. The river breeze was bracing, and yet a slight discomfort lingered in Bipin Babu's mind. Around Hastings, Bipin Babu decided to roll up his trousers and take a look at his right knee. There was the mark of an old inch-long cut. It was impossible to tell when the injury had occurred. Had he never had a fall as a boy and cut his knee? He tried to recall such an incident but couldn't. He again assured himself that there was no need for proof. He was fully aware that he had never been to Ranchi. The breeze that came from the river was stimulating and soothing. Yet he felt a slight discomfort. Bipin Babu decided to roll up his trousers to see whether there was any mark of cut on his right knee. He checked and found there was an inch long cut, but it was nearly impossible to tell when the injury had occurred. He might have he might have got this injury when he was a young boy. He tried very hard to think but could not recollect when and how he got the injury. Then Bipin Babu suddenly thought of Dinesh Mukherjee. The man had said that Dinesh was in Ranchi at the same time. The best thing surely would be to ask him. He lived quite near in Benindon Street. What about going right now? But then, if he had really never been to Ranchi, what would Dinesh think if Bipin Babu asked for a confirmation? He would probably conclude Bipin Babu was going nuts. No, it would be ridiculous to ask him. And he knew how ruthless Dinesh's sarcasm could be. Sipping a cold drink in his air-conditioned living room, Bipin Babu felt at ease again. Such a nuisance. Just because they have nothing else to do, they go about getting into other people's hair. Then suddenly he remembered that the man also mentioned that Dinesh was in Ranchi with him. He thought of to visit Dinesh and confirm about his trip to Ranchi, who lived in Benindon Street, and that place was nearby. But the thought of what Dinesh would think of him if he asked about his own trip to Ranchi, Dinesh would conclude that he had gone mad. So he didn't ask him as he felt it was an absurd idea. Bipin was well aware how merciless Dinesh could be when he was being sarcastic. As he sipped a cold drink in his air-conditioned living room, he felt quite relaxed. He thought how annoying it was when people have nothing else to do, they start interfering in others' matters. After dinner, snuggling in bed with one of the new thrillers, Bipin Babu forgot all about the man in New Market. Next day, in the office, Bipin Babu noticed that with every passing hour, the previous day's encounter was occupying more and more of his mind. If the man knew so much about Bipin Babu, how could he make such a mistake about the Ranchi trip? After dinner, Bipin Babu forgot all about the stranger in New Market. As he snuggled in bed with one of the thrilling books. But the next day, he realized when he was in the office that the last day's incident was taking his attention more and more with each passing hour. He started thinking if the man knew so much about him, then how he could make a mistake about the Ranchi trip. Just before lunch, Bipin Babu decided to ring up Dinesh Mukherjee. It was better to settle the question over the phone. At least the embarrassment on his face wouldn't show. 235616. Bipin Babu dialed the number. Hello, is that Dinesh? This is Bipin here. Well, what's the news? I just wanted to find out if you recalled an incident which took place in 1958. 58? What incident? Were you in Calcutta right through that year? That's the first thing I have got to know. Wait, just a minute. 58. Just let me check in my diary. It was just before the lunch. Bipin Babu decided to make a phone call to Dinesh Mukherjee. He thought of clearing the matter over a call that would save him from facing the embarrassment. He called Dinesh and directly he came to the point and asked if he recalled an incident that took place in 1958. Dinesh asked him he was talking about which incident. Bipin Babu asked him if he was in Calcutta throughout that year. Dinesh told him to wait, that he would have to check his diary. For a minute there was silence. Bipin Babu. For a minute there was silence. Bipin Babu could feel that his heartbeat had gone up. He was sweating a little. Hello? Yes, I got it. I'd been out twice. Where? Once in February nearby to Krishnanagar to a nephew's wedding, and then, but you would know about this one, the trip to Ranchi. You were there too. That's all. But what's all this sleuthing about? No, I just wanted to. Anyway, thanks. Bipin Babu slammed the receiver down and gripped his head with his hands. He felt his head swimming. A chill seemed to spread over his body. There were sandwiches in his tiffin box, but he didn't eat them. He had lost his appetite. There was a silence for a minute. Bipin Babu could feel that his heartbeat had gone up. He was getting nervous. Dinesh told that he had been out twice in 58. He told he went to Krishnanagar to attend his nephew's wedding in February, and the second one Bipin Babu also knew about it, the trip to Ranchi, as Bipin Babu was also there. Dinesh asked why he was inquiring about all this. Bipin Babu didn't give any reply and kept the receiver down. He held his head with his hands. He felt restless. He didn't have his tiffin because he had lost his appetite. Here ends the second part. Third part will be continued in next video. Thank you. God bless you.